So the thing is that I just keep trying to share my late spring, early summer garden with you. And I just can't even begin to know where to point my camera because there's just something flying, bebopping, just everywhere you look. It's just, nature's everywhere. It's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, even that robin over there pulling that worm out of the ground. Maybe not beautiful for the worm, but you know, we all gotta eat. But really, I mean, we've got flower baskets out now. I'll zoom out here for you. And it's just so pretty. It's just absolutely beautiful. I got my best buddy here with me. Sitting on the swing, sun's shining. I mean, it's beautiful out here. And the reason I started recording, because we just had two pairs of ducks. So 2 pairs, 4 ducks, fly right over. And I love ducks because when they fly, they just sound like they shouldn't be flying. Like the whole time they're like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Like that's what it sounds like to me. So it makes me laugh whenever ducks fly over. And we just had 2 really cranky pairs, so it was kind of funny. I was hoping there might be a 3rd pair. Morning everyone, it's Sunday morning and I just wanted to share with you how beautiful it is here. The dogs are laying around, we got the swing all set up, the perennials are coming out, Dave's mowing the lawn. Nice, eh? Isn't it beautiful? I've been doing some weeding in the perennial garden and we've been really busy over there in the vegetable garden, and I'll show you that in a little bit. We went ahead and tied up the raspberries. We did cut some of them back because there was just a few too many and they were getting a little unruly. And then Dave came in here yesterday and he planted the potatoes. So I'm super excited to see those. Oh, he's coming along with that mower. Here he comes. Let's catch him. Okay, so as you can see, these are the potatoes I planted earlier in the spring. They're coming up in here, and I just keep covering them up. We've put hay on them. We did that last year, and they worked quite well. So, there goes Dave. And what else? All right, blueberries coming up. Asparagus is still doing its thing. I'm going to plant more asparagus, though, I think, because, yeah, it's so yummy. So I have to say, I have been running around trying my best to pull out all of the buttercups that I could get my hands on because, you know, they're buttercups and they're supposed to be terrible and weeds and all the rest of this. Well, Chelsea Flower Show this week came out. Everyone's got buttercups in their garden. So I hope they know how invasive they are. That's all I have to say about that. And as you can see, my yellow daylilies, irises, never sure, came out. Aren't they pretty? And the wind is blowing something over there. I think it's blowing the tarp off again. So as you can see, these little purple daylilies they're running their course. They're doing their thing. They don't do very well in vases, unfortunately. And guess what? The calla lilies have opened. Aren't they pretty? Always a favorite. And we have about 3 or 4 bunches of them around the yard. And that's because we've just moved chunks of dirt and then away they come. So this one, here I'm gonna get out of my own shadow. This one, with its very fashionable Chelsea Flower Show buttercups, is coming along quite nicely considering it's only been here for a couple of years. And my hydrangea is starting to do really, really well. So what happens is this is in front and the hydrangea's in back. This flowers first, so I let it do its thing and then I cut it right down and it just comes, I mean, the greenery comes back. But while that's happening, it gives the hydrangea a chance to flower, and we get to see the flowering. So that's quite nice. And it is also time for peonies are coming up. So I'll show you those when they bloom, but looks like we're gonna get a really nice bunch this year. I'm just trying to get out of my own shadow here. We're gonna get a really nice bunch. And these are, again, like I said, all over the garden. It looks as though my hydrangea is getting really, really overrun. There's a wild rose in here and morning glory. Oh, do I ever not like that stuff. And I just, yeah, really don't like it. So I'm not seeing any flower heads on this. It's still a little bit early for it. I'm gonna get some gloves and then get in here and get all this morning glory out of here, because it does take over. But that's what's going on in the perennial garden so far this year. And oh, the wild roses are out, of course, and those will go all the way up the hill. It's so pretty. So yeah, I guess what happened was the property here next door is about to be developed, so they took their fence down. They put up a temporary fence. That was about a year ago, and so everything's grown back up. And coyote, now that the ditches are dry, a coyote came just along the ridge, and he got garden, we call her garden chicken. He got her, unfortunately. So we're down to 3. And then he came out and I heard him all the way along here. So at least I know where he's getting in, so I'll see what I can do about it. And we found some wild beasts in the garden also. Hello, wild beastie. How are you? You know how she is? She wants to go for a run really bad. Don't you, Dougie? You're such a pretty goyle. Yeah, you are. All right, so look at the buttercups. They're just everywhere. I'm glad they're in fashion. How much easier my gardening life has become now that they're in fashion. But I have been going around and calling them out like crazy, as you can see from the bulb patches all around the yard. The raspberries are doing really, really beautiful. They're fruiting, so we're super excited about that. The strawberries are setting their flowers, so everything should be coming, and then we'll be doing some canning, and when we do that, we'll definitely take you along on that ride too. Because, you know, more than half of growing fruit is preserving it. So, there you go. You know you want to go in that magical bathtub. I know I do. We say hello, ladies. They're not very happy because they've been closed in. Okay, so while Dave is at the other end of the garden mowing, I thought I'd just bring you over here for an update. This is how the garlic is doing, and I planted this in, was it January? Anyway, it was very, very late in the year. And these are the carrots that I put in. Now, there was a nice straight row, but I have chickens, so I don't get to have straight rows. I got some lettuce at the garden center that I thought was romaine, but it's apparently butter crunch. Hopefully it was just mislabeled and it is romaine, because I don't know, it looks like romaine to me. Anyway, it's not happy. What are you gonna do? And then we have some head lettuce that we also got from the garden center, and that's doing a little better. And then the romaines that I planted from seed, and some head lettuce in there too. And then we have the Brussels sprouts and cabbages that are under the structure that we built, and we'll show you how we did that. The celery from last year seems to be doing really well, but it also seems to already be going to seed. So I don't know if maybe if I break the seed pod off, it'll just keep going, because yeah, that is definitely, can you see in there? starting to go to seed. So don't imagine that's going to go very well. But there is some fresh celery in the garden here. Some chamomile just randomly growing in the back. Some more here. Yeah, see? Yeah. Definitely going to seed. So I think it's a good thing we planted a couple of new ones. We also have some volunteer pansies in the back there. Okay, so I came in here this morning and I did some weeding. These are the vegetables that I planted in that video where I showed you how to plant seeds. So I haven't quite done. I've got some more to do, as you can see, filling up the bucket here. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so you can see. So there's some cabbage or some cauliflower and some broccoli in here, or probably cabbage and cauliflower. And then there's some spinach just in the back there. So just trying to get it all cleaned up. It's so pretty in this garden, isn't it? And these lupins are just doing so well in here. They love it so much. And as you may have noticed, there is a small addition to the garden back here. I'm trying to convince, okay, well, not the pond. You've seen the pond before, but it's doing well. Lemon tree also doing well. But I'm trying to talk Dave into putting the bathtub back here. It's currently gross and full of gross stuff. But I think it would be just amazing to be able to sit here. Can you imagine? Okay, here you are. You're in the bathtub. This is your view. Why would you not want that? I mean, honestly, I want it. So I'm going to see if I can really work him hard. Their potatoes are growing anywhere and everywhere they want to. And I'm so happy to see that there's some foxgloves coming up. I think that's one in the back there. And there's one over by the pond as well. The daisies that Dave planted from seed, I mean, look at. Sorry, I'm getting poked by some sticks. They're doing so amazingly well. And yeah, everything's just doing so good. So, well, not everything. Sad news again. I mean, I feel like every time I come on here, I gotta tell you some sad news. The coyote got into the yard yesterday and it killed one of my hens. So that's a little sad. We're now down to 3, which is a little aggravating. A little sad for the hen. But anyway, so that's what we're doing. The apple tree, as you can see, has lost all of its flowers and is now getting fruit, setting fruit on it. So there you go. The tree is fruiting. Nice, eh? Isn't that neat? So it's setting an apple. These are russet apples, as I've mentioned before. And there's going to be, I do believe, quite a lot of them. Let's see how many we can find. I mean, each branch is pretty weighed down. So, there you go. Apples. Coming fast and furious. Well, hello everybody and welcome back. So, Dave has been, well, there's our hillbilly bathtub in the background there. Dave has been working very hard today to get this garden ready so he can have the world's most amazing Brussels sprouts. And I helped a little bit, not very much to be honest. So I'm gonna just turn you around and show you the finished product. Okay, so we usually keep this covered in plastic. I think we've used it for everything from a little mini greenhouse to a chicken cover to now it's going to be covered in mosquito netting and used to keep those damned, what do they call them? I don't know, broccoli moths or whatever they are, off of our Brussels sprouts. So to that end, the netting or the plastic came off, the netting is going to go on, and Dave's been tilling the soil, and now it is my job to smush down the soil gently. Don't want to do it too hard. And so I'm going to let you watch this process as we go along. background, as you can see, Dave extended what we were working on. Here, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. They've extended what we were working on, putting some extra posts at the end, and pulled out a whole bunch of mint and stuff, cleaned everything all out, and now we have this wonderful garden filled with Brussels sprouts. Come on. Good girl. Come on. Come here. Oh, I found it. There's some St. John's wort growing in here. It's going to make some beautiful flowers for me. And then it will make some beautiful oil for me. And we'll show you that later in the year. There you go.